Hello and welcome to my, I think, 12th stream programming Runir. Um, yeah, so I made some interesting changes in the meantime, adding graphical or backgrounds for the cards, refactoring, etc. Maybe I'm showing this. Yeah, from the last time there was this problem of how I show the number of cards. I think I found an interesting solution. Just to wrap this up. Yeah, the picture still looks really weird. What I did is just add the number below. There is enough space. I wasn't sure for some longer words, but yeah, I had also to put a little bit transparent background behind it. Yeah, but it seems to work. This is the same for the runes. Looks much cleaner. For now, definitely good enough. So, one thing I saw when playing a training game is that an effect didn't work out. So this Balder card should increase all cards in all directions by 3, and it didn't. It did it in one direction but not in all. And yeah, I looked at the test coverage. This is really yeah very basic. So I thought I'd write some tests and maybe find out if this works as expected. And the second thing I want to do is I already started to have a thing called admin handler. So for normal administrative stuff I can just use a browser to put some things in, so it will be only gets, so I can do some funny stuff, especially for the beginning. So shutdown obviously is one thing that is cool, but also I want to be able to add users and delete users, so that would be very useful for when people already wanted to play. So that's the second thing I want to do today. Okay, what else? Yeah, I really want to make sure that the mechanism works correctly, and what did I say? I was kind of distracted. Something with the stream looked strange. Ah, yeah. Sorry. So I wanted, yeah, I really want to make sure the things work as expected when playing. That's the backbone of everything. I wrote this test kit. I used it in some places. I have these handlers which test the effects one by one, but what I don't test is really how the propagation works. So here's a game, and let's see. There's so there's play the card, there's effects. So we have already isolated the effects part. And yeah, what I basically want to do mainly is to test the wave function. So yep. Also reduce positional effects. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure that effects work correctly. So wave is, I have a list of effects and what it does, or a wave count, so which wave I'm in, and when, so I basically translate the effect list, I apply them on the board after doing this reduction step. I update the game, and if the wave count is not bigger than max waves, then then I call it recursively. Okay. Yeah, of course, if the effects go out, then it's all fine, and I can also stop. Testing this is really interesting. I feel the tests for the test kit itself, I added a test with an effect, so yes, there is a increase of a neighbor card of Baldur. One problem will be probably that I have to change this later when all or almost all cards have effects, so maybe I should select some kind of card which is just stand in strength 10 and that's it. Would be very useful as to know these. Yeah, it's maybe a good idea to start with this. So who can we degrade? So who can we select that it's should only be ever the same. So two maybe. Probably I'm breaking already test if I change this. Vali is already the special. There's already the next layer. Yeah, not many cards. Perfection. I mean, Odin will probably get a special handling later, but maybe I should just make it one card so that the change later is yeah, that the change is minimal, and this won't work here then. Yep. For a good test, we should also look at the players, right? Player is equal to player first. Oops. What? For some reason my computer is really slow today. A little bit takes longer for everything. I hope this is no problem. Okay. Let's do the whole test. Yeah. Yep. Of course, that's correct. Now, I really like to break tests up to as small portions as possible. While this test kit is really cool and nice for a lot of things, but this wave part is what I really wanted to check. So just a second. Effects, there we are. And reduce non-positional is already used in a test, I think. Okay, effects test, nice. Yeah, so we do this for the positionals as well. That should be the first thing. So what happens here is we try to reduce any doubled effects if I can kind of put them together. So 2 times a card killed is still a card killed, or yeah, in any other combination, and then the effects will be ordered in a certain fixed order, which is not always, but in most cases it will be basically the best outcome for the card. Yeah, so a resurrect will come after a kill card always. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. So new test positional. Okay, the of course positional, non-positional effects should be quite clear. A positional effect is tied to a certain field on the board. Non-positional effect is something which is general, happens to the players, like a card is swapped between their hands. So, and we have much more positional effects than non-positional ones. There are only 3 or so, I think. So that's basically all. Too much Java. Empty list stays empty. Yep. Okay, I wrote it that way. I know there was some. Yep. So now we go through every effect. That's the first thing. Could be that there's already something wrong with a change by effect. Who knows? But I guess there's something with the wave function, or maybe a neighbor association. Is there a test for POS? Okay. I should test these. Yeah. Why is diagonals not used? I'm a little bit jumping around at the moment, but it's really interesting. Pattern. Patterns. Okay. Line pattern. Oh really? I have separate that's okay. Then I can't use it here. Okay, back to position. And now I would like to write a test for it. Okay. So this is quite helpful. want to test game. These, so all except no, I know writing tests is not the most exciting thing, but I really want to see if I can find out this Baldur thing. Wait, what's he defined? No, it uses lines. The whole line should add 3. So I thought maybe I'd here, for instance, this one who used neighbors. That wouldn't be cool. Okay. Okay. Too much Java, really. So that I really hate that they use the same name in SRJ than in JUnit. Always be very careful that you get the right one, but that looks good. Positions, size, has size, yeah, has. I'm not really very quick today. Kind of tired. Worked a little bit in the house. Positions, contains, no duplicates. Is there something? No, that would be nice. Exactly what I would need. Contains not, or does not contain. Pos v2. And if I now could just make clear not contain, does not have duplicates. Wow. So now I just say this is a test, and here we go. Very quick. Yeah, I think it really makes no sense to test the more complicated stuff when I'm relying on very basic things like these position list or position collections. I don't know your opinion about it. If I should show such things or should try to get more more interesting stuff or more exciting. I mean, that's important. It's part of the work. So contains, and I don't care for the order. Also takes some time to get here a feeling for this library, for this SRJ. It's really powerful. It's a nice example for a DSL in Java. Probably couldn't have been written much better. So now we have something in the very corner. Now we should have something B2 we have already, so there will be now let's take B1. Then we should have A1 and C1, and we should have B2. So neighbors, and then this should be in the middle. There we can take the B2. So we have B1, B3, A2 and C2. So it's really something with testing. Once an organization discovers that there's something like testing, and they had a few examples that it helped, sometimes they go overboard. I mean, often you hear stories about companies don't writing tests at all or something, which is now kind of weird. But there's also the different kind of problem when they go overboard. So basically I want to take the same examples like these. In my company, that's kind of a mixed bag, but there we have a very strict testing policy for the front end, where with line coverage and with linter were set to very strict and so on. So, and I have the feeling that this is really starting to hinder people from writing code. So pos D2, pos D1, 1, 2, 3, 4, pos A4, pos B4, but C4. I think we can drop this diagonals thing. It's just Also, never be afraid of deleting code if you use a version control system. So yeah, lines. I mean, it's correct. But yeah, A1, C1, D1, B2, B3, B4, B1, B3, B4, A2, C2, D2. So cool. So that's out of the way. Should maybe already commit this. For some reason pushing doesn't work directly from here. I just write more test coverage, test test, line patterns. Yeah, made this private. Use positioner. Yeah, we started with this. Test coverage. Just commit, and then later I push this. So now pos is okay. We want to test put positional ones. So what do we have? Change by. Change by will be added. Yeah, this must be really much more detailed here. Really feeling unsecure when changing stuff, and I really sometimes have the feeling that maybe now I break something. That's really. Swap hand stays the same, yeah. Change by will be added. Okay. Reduce push positioner, okay. Yes, if there's no card for positional effect, then it will be nothing will be happen. Also, except in this one case with the swap as last position. So kind of a problem is that runes and cards use the same effect system, more or less, and this of course makes only sense for runes. So if you put a rune to a empty spot, then a card will be the last played card will be swapped with this position. So the empty spot will be swapped basically. If there's a card, the card will be swapped with the last one. Yeah. Okay. Change by handler. Position, and position can be B2. And here we have, this is a normal, this is just a card, right? Play card. Oh, we need a play card. Option some play card of course we want the waiver option, play card, player first, card is let's say Odin. Other things, strength is the same, status is alive, UUID is automatically given, so that's fine. And this should do nothing. Now I use the same stuff again. Effects, reduce. So that's basically the effects list just for this one card. So, and then I have here change by cost B2 and 12. B2 minus 5, and then should contains exactly. Oh, I made a mistake in the post handler post test. Contains only the right one. It can contain more if I write just contains. Just hit me. There are many contains methods. Contains exactly in any order? I don't know. Something like this. Okay. Still works. Yay. So I think this will also work fine. The real problem will be in the wave method. Maybe if there's a problem if I didn't just overlook something. Contains exactly effect on B2. Amount is -7. So not -7, obviously. I can't even calculate. That's weird. So, and now if I remember correctly, yeah, the kill is the first one, change by is the last one, change to. Kill handler, resurrect handler. Kill will be reduced to 1, that's what I can test. Resurrect will be reduced to 1. And then resurrect is before, after kill, yeah. So I'll make it kind of in the right order. Not merged, not added, but merged together. Kill. Kill. Sounds so brutal. Why not 3? They're short. Also kill. So that should be true. So here again there's a rule, we do the best for the affected card, whatever it is. So if there are multiple resurrect, I will use the one with the highest strength. So let's see. Where do I order these things? Here I take just parts of it and then put it together, yeah. So kill before resurrect and so on. Yep, it's some time So resurrect, non-effect, kill. So kill will be first, and then will be resurrect. Yeah. Cool. Redraw. Redraw handler. Yeah, that's what this one called Wally triggers. So what do they do? Reduce. Okay, there's effect redraw is if I should redraw from my own hand and from the opponent's hand. Yeah, so but I guess this is already, yeah. So there are already tests for these, but not in combination. That's the thing. So this makes no sense, but yeah, we can basically make this shorter. It's kind of duplicating stuff. That's also why this looks not so yeah, these are longer tests. That's why so I don't test single things. So resurrect will happen after kill is what stays there. What's important, and redraw. Yeah. Also makes no sense in this context. So redraw will what? Okay. We can test that swap position, or how it's called. Swap is last pos handler. Swap is last pos will be also executed if there's nothing at this position. Yeah. So for good measures we add some other effects that will be removed. So not should still so we need position for speed 2. Okay. So that would be something interesting. What else should we check for? Yeah, thinking about it, so we checked everything in isolation. The reduction inside these things are correct, so I could make the order generally checked. So we add a redraw. So now it's kill, effect, resurrect, and it's a redraw. Yeah, the right. So then a redraw. Then what would you have other than that? Swap with last pass handler, and then we have to change to. I'm really scared if I think that we need more effects in the real game. Okay, we have then change 2. And then we have a change by. Which should come last. I think that's already good enough. I mean, they're all tested individually. This is a special case, the order is okay, empty list shouldn't be a problem. So, yeah. Cool. Then I would say, now it's time for the wave thing. Wave. This will be fun. So we need a game, we need an effects list, and then okay, if the wave count is max wave, then we can observe the effect directly. So okay, here we can use the game kit. Game kit test. So run. Yeah, if we have a run thing, then yeah, we can use run. There's another. Was there? Prepare. Okay. Then we should use a game which has some cards which don't have any effects. Run it, and then we can use this game and yeah. Why didn't I copy it? Just get something like this. So we have the game. Let's do some so these have all no effects. We have an effectless game, and then we still try to run the wave function for this, and then we can check the game for this. B2 let's do one more. B3. So now we have to prepare a nice wave function. Wave is not public. Not sure about this. If I say wave function, I sound like a physicist. Not really. So wave count is, this is also private, so I know this is 4. Nah. Should I make this also public? Just for the test? That's a constant. Who cares? I also thought about counting backwards, which is a nice trick. So if you have a recursion and want to do it n times, if you count backwards, you just stop at 0, so you don't have to know what the max is. So it's a little bit more independent, but harder to understand, of course. So there's a similar trick if you want to remove elements from a list, and it's just a simple array list or something. If you start from the front and remove elements, then this will be a disaster, especially if you need to know indexes also. So you also start from the back. So some similar trick, but today I wouldn't even use the code. So now we need a list of effects of first we want to swap idun with the other place. So let's say effect swap with last pos, which will be idun because it has a marker for last played card, and we put it at let's say d4. So the first thing what should happen is assert that game board pos d4 contains exactly, who cares, nah, I just say get card is equal to what's this? Card idun. And obviously then b3 should be empty. So this is something like this is really hard to read, so some comments. Oh, also coloring is nice, so I don't make this. So this is swap with the last pos moved idun. And I made semicolons. I hate semicolons. Why do I make semicolons when I don't have to? Really? So next thing, we throw several things to B2. Or we throw an effect on another empty field change by C1. I don't know. Shouldn't do anything. So can I count the chords afterwards? No. No, there's no real real counter on it. I mean, that's also something with testing. Some people test really crazy stuff. So card popping out of nowhere. Yeah, I have to check if I move a card that the old position is empty. That's something that could happen. But card just appearing from nowhere, that would be weird. I could look that C1 is empty, just for sure. That's if I could count the numbers on the board, of course this would be nice, but it's not strictly necessary. Board. I need always a board. I never need a new game. There's really nothing interesting there. So board plus C1 is empty. Okay, there's also a school who says you should test only one thing in one test. I tend to disagree. Really, if you have a good test setup which finds a problem, and if you keep your tests up to date, if one broken thing doesn't hide another broken thing, you're basically fine. So a good test setup, a good understandable test, which also maybe follows a use case, is sometimes much easier to read than isolated steps where you have to what, why. Okay, I'm already in rambling mode. This is not really exciting. I hope I have enough time to at least start with the other stuff. Effect, change to. Now we throw several things, or I can't even pronounce anymore. To B2. So I change to 5, and for good measure we can make a change by before of this, but it will be reordered to be after this. So I say 7. This should give a 12. So This is B2. Let's see if this already works. Ooh. No value present. What? Where does it come from? So swap with last pos didn't work. I know. No. Is it? D4. That's really weird. Swap is last pos. Okay. Then we go in here. Let's see if this is really hit. Opt chord is none. Pos is D4. Swap with last pos handler is executed. It creates the, so if there are more than swap with last pos, then it would be reduced to 1. Makes sense. So what happens now? Now the others one are reduced. That's not fun. Now it's B2. That skips it. Okay. Now the thing is, here is an apply effect, and there should be applied move to D4. So what? New effects? Okay. Board board. Last position is B3, which is correct. Okay. But the move is not... Why is this... Okay. So in the effects we need to see apply effects. Oh, can't I? Can't I go there? Apply new effect there. So that's interesting. Game effect. Effect is swap with last pos. Effect is swap with last pos. Oops, wrong. Here we should go. So and this maybe there's already we already found a bug. So we go. Oh, that's last corpus is should be this B3. So oops, that was not really how I thought it would run. So go there, go there. Okay, last pos, card pos is B3, and there should be Idun. Game board. Last card pos. Then we have one. What? No. What's happening? Guys. Yeah, debugging might be not my strongest side. Debugging these train wrecks is generally not very pleasant, so we should have your last play card. B3. B3. There we are. So it's there. So now we have last play card, which is Iduna. So gamebot effect pos, which is d4. And this won't work because we don't get something here back from the board. d4 is empty, so okay. Why is this not possible to go there? Get royals, there we are. So effect pos should be d4. Effect, why are there not enough variables? So effect pos is d4. There we put last played card. Which is Iduna. So then we remove the last position where it was. In the other version, where we have a card, we put the other one there. So so now we have there a board. Put pos d4. There should be something. There's Iduna. What's going on? And b3 is nothing. So what this tuple? This new board. So f7, f8, f8, so f8, new board, new board. That sounds nice. New board. What? Okay. So, okay. Board. moved b3 to d4. Map everything. And then we remove this, return this. What is going on? I have no clue. What game? Board? Map? Huh? I don't get it. But here we give back a tuple, and yeah, tuple game list of effect. Okay, F8. So swap with last pass handler is totally correct. Okay, and then push all tuple 2. What? New effect. New effect is, I guess, do we have it now? New effect. Oh really, I think I should... No, it doesn't know it. New effect, here it says game blah. What the... But I can see it kind of. There's Idun still on b3. Why? So apply effect has now the new game. And then just something is done with new effects. So with the effect side, and this is, yeah. So new game. New game. New game. B3 is... B3 was Iduna. I don't get it. I mean, the game... Okay, this is a fold, so we start with the old game and no effects, and then we add apply the first effect from the list. and then we collect the new game and the new effect list, and then we apply the next effect and so on. So it's really, I don't get it why it doesn't work. I mean, it looks a little bit confusing. Okay. Yeah, because we add the new effect to the old effect, so we get back the game and what effect were applied, which effects were applied, and we don't want to have only the new effects, we also want to keep the old effects, so that's why they basically get here added together, but it shouldn't have any effect on the game, so I don't get it. I really don't get it. New game shouldn't have Iluna there, so kaboom. What? None. Yeah, no such element exception. That's fine. Okay. Just the keys. Just to add the keys, just to show the keys. Okay. A1, B1, B2, D4, C4. And then, I think I have. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So, not that, but I think this is also what I see here is also consistent with the original observation where some cards didn't have the effect applied. So only that would explain why I saw one card having the effect from Baldur applied, the 3+ change, but the others not. So I thought something with the lines is wrong or something, but this is the same behavior, so it just it only keeps the last effect for some reason. It doesn't apply all effects. So that's interesting. I mean, if I can find this out now, then yeah. Yeah, that would help me. It would be really important to get this right. Then it was worth the boring other half of 1.5 hours. So I'm staring on this. I don't see it immediately. So that's a fold. It gives the original game oh, it takes original game. It is just in front of my eyes. So here, if I wanted to add the effect to the old one, I take the old effects from the tuple. But I take the game, really game, the hard-coded game I get here. I'm not taking the, how to say, the cycled through game of this, in this loop, or in this loopy, in this fold. Yeah, so here I just need to say tuple 1. That's the game. Yeah, so this is basically the fold. This is the accumulator thing. Here you define it. This is basically the kind of zero value or start value, or however you want to call it. And then in every iteration you do something with it. And I was feeding not this value in here, but always original game I got here. So really stupid mistake. And it shouldn't have taken me so long. And I shouldn't congratulate myself until this is green. What? But there's another problem, so yeah. 5, 12, yeah, nice. Always clicking on this link, and it makes no sense. I want to click on this link. So wait a second. We just saw here non-positional, positional, blah blah, reduce, non-positional, append, positional. So this should be in order. Reduce these reduced steps. These reduced steps build up the list in the right order. So maybe we found the next bug. First of all, I want to remove this thing here, and then I want to see basically so also print line, yeah. Because this should give me the right, yeah, the four empty ones are from the game kit. Swap with last pass is first, D4, B2. Yeah, so where's the what? What happened with the change by? This, yeah. Not my day. But getting this bug, this is a really nasty one. So now we have a change to strength 1, change by 7, and they are in order. That's fine. So yeah, we can remove now this as well. Oh, it was so hard to spot, and I have all of these nice colors, so really. Okay, what else should we test in the test? Kill and a resurrect. Kill, maybe. We have 2 cards left. What we can use. We can do a kill and a resurrect even on B2, and then another kill on okay, we resurrect with 1. I don't care, because it will be overwritten. So we have this as a interesting thing. Doesn't has an effect, so I kill Odin. It's kind of fitting today, so my computer is a little bit slower, it takes a little bit longer until the stuff kicks in, but I'm also a little bit slower today. And it looks like that I don't even have time to do the second thing I wanted to, adding this user handling endpoint. Nah. Okay, effect kill plus C4. So and we make something like what? Seems a little bit buggy, my IDE lately. So, and a change. Killed card is not changed. So this is C4 is equal to 0, and status dead is true. So last card, what can we do? Would like to do some redraw also, but maybe this is too much. I just resurrect him, or yeah. Yep. Or I kill him by something else. I'm with a change by. And yeah, and then yeah, that's something I can do. I kill it. Tor at A1. Effect. Change by. Pause A1. And by the amount is called Thor strength minus, of course. Oops. And I resurrect him for good measure, which will not work because this one is the resurrect happens directly after the kill, if there's one, and then the other effects are applied. So sorry, Tor, that's not Thor. It's nothing personal. So basically it's the same for Thor as for Odin. Yeah, these are not, for me they are not the correct gods because I'm from Germany, so for me it should be Wotan and Donau instead of Odin and Thor. But we know even less about them than about their northern counterparts. So cool. That was a nice test. And we fixed this annoying bug. So it was, I know I repeat myself, but it is so hard to spot. Yeah, apply the effect to the game, and it sounded logical, and I kind of took me too long to do this, to get this connection. Okay, but I feel better now. It's not so easy to break stuff. Probably even assigning some effects to cards will break this. I still need a good solution for the graphics, so I stop this, and maybe now I can play again a game using Baldur. So, yep. It's an annoying picture, and stretching it makes it not nicer. Yeah, it's. Oh, and I still didn't do the. Oh, timeout. Yeah. I have Baldur. I don't know if I should time out bot games, but so what? You played Bragi, yeah, and something is wrong on the server side. What? Client. What happened? You played Bragi. Wait for opponent's move. Something happened with. So Heinz thinks. So the bot Heinz thinks he is ready. Ooh, why? I have no indication what happened. Cool. So yeah, more bug fixing. What I wanted to say is, yeah, you see, these are cards or FX cards to display them. These are FX runes. Here on the board, I use FX play cards because they contain not only a card but a play card, which has ownership and identity and changeable strength and stuff. And yeah, I didn't work on changing them, but again, if I put these hand cards to the right side, then I'll have more space, and then maybe I can make them a little bit prettier. Okay, everything prettier is progress here. Okay, yeah, so that seems to be a problem. Let's just give up. Let's see if this is reproducible. What? Eat what you kill. Closing connection, illegal state exception, blocking message pending. Ooh. Cool. Blocking message pending for blocking. Maybe I made some mistake with my timers. WebSocket send, human opponent, played, conductor play. Really strange. Blocking message pending. I don't know. Something weird is going on. Oh, and I have no Baldur for effects. Okay. Again. There's a Baldur. Thor. Oh. Just shuffle back. No Baldur. That looks better. So all of them got something. Okay. Yeah, so I have to find out what this is, but not in the stream. This exception, that was really strange. I guess with all of this concurrency going on, there will be more stuff coming, and I have to be careful to do it correctly from the beginning. Obviously I don't. So I guess in December, so the next Sundays in December I won't stream. Definitely not the next two, because there I'm on vacation and I'm abroad. And in between, maybe I cannot promise. If I'm feeling that's fine. If not, then I really would prefer to start over next year. I hope that I find some time to work on Runir in the meantime. But yeah, so I'll put also this info up in my schedule on my channel. So thank you very much for watching. Again, a more boring episode, but at least we catch the back bug this time, so that's nice. Thank you for watching. See you maybe in the next year. Have a good one. Bye.